Earlier we have seen Cramer's rule for 2 equations and 2 variables, but now we're going to see the Cramer's rule for 3 equations and 3 variables. This is the extend version of the Cramer's rule, that is 2 equations and 2 variables ka thing. If these are the 3 equations and x, y, z are the 3 different variables, then how to use the Cramer's rule over here. So here also those 3 determinants will come, but instead of 2 cross 2 determinant, we'll get of order 3. How? Delta is nothing but the all the coefficients of x, y, z determinant. So it's something like this. Now, what will be delta x? Delta x is when instead of coefficient of x, we'll write the constants. So instead of a1, a2, a3, we'll write d1, d2 and d3. Remaining 2 columns will remain as it is. So similarly, it goes with delta y and delta z as well. So for delta y, instead of b1, b2, b3, we'll write the constants. Those are d1, d2, d3, and remaining 2 columns will remain as it is. So similarly for delta z, instead of c1, c2, c3, those are the coefficients of z, we'll write d1, d2, d3, those are constants, and remaining 2 columns will remain as it is. So this is how we'll find the determinants respectively. And here also we have 3 different cases of solutions. So again, the first solution is the case 1, when we have a unique solution. So here for unique solution, the case is that delta will not be equal to 0. That's it. This is the only one case. So we can find x by delta, x upon delta, and y as delta y upon delta, and z as delta z upon delta. Delta. So when it is a unique solution, that is when delta is not equal to 0, we can find the values of x, y, z using these 3 deltas. But the problem comes when we have case 2 and case 3. Case 2 is when we have a no solution. So just now we have discussed the no solution or infinitely many solution. The first thing the common will be delta will be equal to 0. If delta is 0, we cannot use these things, right? And here one more main condition is at least delta x, delta y or delta z is a non-zero. Then only it is said to be a no solution case. And case 3 is when we have infinitely many solutions. Here the first common thing is similar to the no solution case, that is delta will be equal to 0, but here all the remaining 3 deltas, that is delta x, delta y and delta z will also be equal to 0. But whereas in no solution case, at least one should be a non-zero. But here the trickier part is, in the infinite solution case, again there is a chance of a no solution case. How? Let's try to understand this case 3 briefly by taking an example. In this question, we need to solve these 3 given equations using the Cramer's rule. So first, let us find the delta, delta x, delta y and delta z. First, to find delta, let's take the determinant of all the coefficients, 2, -1 and 3, 1, -2 and 4. So how to find this determinant? You can use the column transformations, or else you can directly find out the determinant as well. So it becomes minus 4 plus 6 minus 1, 4 2s are 8 minus 3 minus 1 minus 4 plus 1. So it's nothing but 2 minus 5 plus 3. It's nothing but 0. Next you can find delta x, that is instead of coefficients of x we'll get the constants. 1 minus 2 minus 1 3 and 4. Again find the determinant for this. You will get minus 4 plus 6 plus 1 into 20 minus 12 minus 1 minus 10 plus 4. So you will get 2 over here plus 8. Something is wrong actually. Here minus you will get. So obviously here also you will get minus, and here plus 6. So again it is 0. Similarly, find delta y and delta z. When you find delta y, that is instead of coefficients of y, we'll write the constants, and remaining two columns will remain as it is. So if you calculate this, you'll also get 0. And when you calculate delta z, that is first column and second column will remain as it is. Instead of coefficients of z, we'll get the constants. So when you find this determinant, you'll get answer as 0. Now if you observe, this is the case 3, that is delta is equal to delta x is equal to delta y is equal to delta z, all are equal to 0, and this implies actually infinite many solutions. But here the solution doesn't end. When we get a solution like this, the first conclusion is equations are said to be independent to each other, which means if you see the equations over here, when you add the first and the third equation, you will get the second equation. Observe very carefully. When you add the first and third equation, you will get the second equation. So when we have equations dependent to each other, the second conclusion we need to do is we need to take any two of three equations, which means from the three equations we'll just consider two equations and proceed with the solution. So what it basically implies is, see, we have three equations already. From that, let's assume we have removed the second equation, because we need to consider only two equations out of three. So what are the remaining two equations? That is first equation x plus y minus z equal to 1, and the last equation is 2x minus y plus z equal to 5. So okay, we can consider any two equations. I'm considering the first and second equation. So the first step you're going to do here is assume z equal to k. Why to do this? Because here we have just two equations, so only we can find the two variables values. So one variable we need to assume k, that is a constant over here. K is a constant. So when we do that, we can simplify this equation as x plus y equal to 1 plus k and 2x minus y equal to 5 minus 3k. Actually it is 3z, 3k. So here again it's in the form of two equations, two variables. Here we need to either use the Cramer's rule, or you can use the elimination process and find the values of x and y. So when you add the equations, you will get 3x is equal to 6 minus 2k, that is x is equal to 2 minus 2 by 3 into k. Now just substitute this x value in any of the one equation. For suppose in first equation you will get the y value, that is 1 plus k minus 2 plus 2 by 3 k. So when you do that, you will get the value of y as minus 1 plus 5 by 3 into k. So here you got all the three variable values, that is one z equal to k and x in terms of k and the value of y in terms of k. In this way we will find the system of equation values. So basically, hence the system of equations have infinitely many solution. So those are x, y, z. We'll write in terms of k, that is 2 minus 2 by 3 k, y is minus 1 plus 5 by 3 k, comma k. Here for suppose k equal to 0, we'll have 2, minus 1 and 0, and for k equal to 1, we'll have the solutions as, so the solution becomes 4 by 3, 2 by 3 and 1. So this is how, as you change the value of k, you will get infinitely many solutions. So this is how we'll find out whether the system of equations have what kind of solution. So basically this is how we'll solve the three equations, three variables using Cramer's rule. In this question, three equations are given to you and we need to find the value of this lambda such that the system of equation has a no solution. So we need to apply the no solution case over here, that is delta should be equal to 0. What is delta? Determinant of its coefficients. So 1 minus 2 1, 1 1 lambda. So just simplify this and equate it with 0. So you will get 2 minus 2 lambda minus 1, minus into minus plus 1, lambda minus 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2 is equal to 0. So it's nothing but minus 4 lambda minus 2 plus lambda minus 1. This is 3 times of 2, that is 6 equal to 0. So it becomes minus 3 lambda equal to minus 3 and you'll get lambda as 1. But here the answer doesn't end. Check whether delta x or delta y or delta z, at least one is giving the non-zero or not. So let's find out delta x value. That is, instead of coefficient of x, let's substitute the constants and the remaining two columns will remain as it is. Instead of lambda, I'm taking the value as 1. I'm just verifying it whether we are getting the non-zero solution or not. Because what's the case of no solution? At least one should be a non-zero value. So let's do it. 2 minus 2 minus 1 plus 1 minus 4 plus 2 into minus 4 plus 8. So it becomes minus 3 into 2 minus 6 minus 8 and 4 2s are 8. So we'll get minus 6, which is not equal to 0. So therefore the system of equation has a no solution for the lambda equal to 1. So option B is the correct answer to this question.